so-called cancel culture, and she claims there can be unintended consequences.
It seems innocent at the time.
Singer Morgan Wallen was canceled for using a racial slur.
It's somewhat of a boycott of a person.
From the bottom of my heart, I'm sorry.
That really ruined their image for me.
Cancel culture. Let's talk about it. What is it? What does it do? And more importantly, why does it happen? Today we're going to unpack what cancel culture really is and why it seems to be an ongoing trend in today's online digital world. From influencers losing their platforms for having controversial opinions to others losing it for wrongdoing behavior. What role does the two-step flow theory have in all of this? So let's start. What is cancel culture? Cancel culture is described as a popular practice of no longer showing your support for public figures, individuals, and companies after they've done or said something that may be considered offensive. But sometimes, it simply can narrow down as a form of group shaming. Let's use TikTok star Emma Lou as an example of cancel culture in action. Emma Lou was a popular creator that posted comedy-based content on the app TikTok. But in 2020, a leaked video came out of the star saying the N-word, which caused an uproar of fans to send hate and backlash towards her, instantly declaring her platform privileges canceled. What did this mean? Emma Lou was no longer welcomed on the app without receiving endless hate and death threats on her channels. Even after the star issued a number of apologies and pledged to educate herself on what she'd done wrong, users didn't care. She was canceled.
Now let me introduce you to Paul Lazarfield. Paul Lazarfield hypothesizes that the diffusion of information will typically go through opinion leaders before reaching its audience.
This is called the two-step flow theory. This theory explains that information doesn't just come from mass media. In fact, it can come from opinion leaders. Opinion leaders are individuals that follow what's going on in the world very closely. From there, they decide for themselves what they believe is the most important information to share. In the meantime, everyone else just listens to them because they believe and trust what they're saying.
The problem with this is that opinion leaders take what information is relevant to themselves and their own opinions, which leaves out key information and details that could explain an entire story. In Emma Lou's case, Cardi B, who we will label as the opinion leader, shared the TikToker's controversial video on social media, leaving out key details about the backstory because they didn't seem relevant to the headlines Cardi B was trying to make. Cardi B's fans, who we will label as the audience, took this information and sent a shockwave of hate towards Emma Lou.
The reason this theory can be dangerous is because it can cause major damage to the individuals that are impacted or suffer from the lack of information given out.
You see, if more information about Emma Lou's video was given out, for instance, that it took place 7 years ago, or that she'd since been a strong advocate for Black Lives Matter, the backlash she received could have been incredibly different.
So many influencers have been caught doing the exact same thing. So how come Emma Lou's situation was so different? The two-step flow theory. In Emma Lou's case, the opinion leader only disclosed information that seemed relevant to her. And that's why her audience reacted the way that they did. They didn't do their own research. They just took exactly what the opinion leader said. Influencers that had done the same thing as Emma Lou didn't receive the same backlash because they didn't have opinion leaders telling their audience the same amount of information. This is why the two-step flow theory can be dangerous. Depending on who the opinion leader is, the information given out and the results can be so different.
So, have you fallen victim to the two-step flow theory? Now you know just how important it is to have an independent mind and form your own opinions.
We're Harmony and Saikot, and now you know about the two-step flow theory.